How are you guys feeling about What If?
I am
Well,
steadily. I'm in anticipation, but I'm tempered because on one hand, it's like the fact that we know, and I think maybe it's just the amount of time that it's been, even though it's only been like a couple weeks, but it feels like it's been a month. That it's like I'm cooled off from the Loki multiverse because we've talked about it so much to death. But I'm also excited because What If isn't going to be is not going to be an anthology. So to know that all these characters that we're about to get introduced, whether it's rest in peace Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa, Star Lord, whether it's Peggy Carter, Captain Britain, whether we're getting Doctor Strange, a possible Doctor Strange, Peter Parker, or really, really, really dark Doctor Strange. Like to know that these guys have there's the opportunity that we're going to be able to see them interact while also seeing them in their own worlds is uniquely interesting to me, and I'm so unsure on how it's going to get put together that I feel like I'm going into it with the same feeling like I went into Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I don't have doubts, with a little bit more excitement, because obviously going to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we didn't really have much to work off from, so we were just like, all right, we'll see if they can hold a show together, and then obviously did. But this one is like, now it's just like, okay, how are you guys? It's a bridge show for me. It's how is it going to connect to the rest of this? Tell me how this connects to the rest of it. I don't almost care about what the plot is. I just want to know, how does this connect to everything else that we're about to get over the course of the next 2-3 months?
JP?
I'm a lot more excited about What If after Loki, because now it makes sense. Like multiverse. So you get like different versions of the Marvel universe in What If. Um, um, I'm just not as hyped because it's animated.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I really like seeing the actors. Sorry about that. You're gonna fall. Um, play play their respective characters on screen, and I think the fact that it's animated could be distracting to some people, and especially you're not gonna get like original voice casting in some of the characters.
I mean, it's like one character though. Like
I think
everybody else came back.
Who knows? We don't really know
Well,
until we
Chris
see
Evans,
it.
I believe it's Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are the only ones who are not doing their voices.
Right.
I'm pretty sure
else did theirs.
everyone turns up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, but I have reservations. But I'm also looking forward to um, where where things go from What If and how they're connected and to the rest of the MCU and how they're gonna um, tie it all together. I think as much as Giff thinks it's not an anthology, he could be right, but I think they're a bunch of different stories,
Right.
but related to one end, culminating
Yes.
in one, in one direction. One direction. Sorry about that.
Nah,
Sure.
let it fly, JP. Let it fly.
What about you, Jace?
I'm exactly the opposite to both of you. I don't care whether it connects or doesn't. I love the idea that a whole heap of writers sat down, got drunk, got stoned, and said, what's the craziest stuff we can get these characters to do? No bars. Let's just write it down and let's just do them. Or everything up for grabs. I love the scene of Captain America as a zombie. Cool. I'm over zombies. I think most people are, but I'm up for that. They can go as left field as they want. as far as I'm concerned. Does it have to connect? No way. In fact, it's probably better if it doesn't connect. It's kind of like the Rick and Morty. What I kind of dig about Rick and Morty is that every episode is so dumb and OTT, and people keep watching these shows and try to connect it back into it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. They'll do whatever they want. I just want to see imagination flow. I just want to see imagination flow, and I believe it's canon. Like, do my little research. I believe it's canon, so it's not going to be completely that. Okay, but I don't. You know, if Captain America is going to be a zombie, let's watch him run amok. Let's just and go to whatever end. I expect that. You know, I guess this is coming back to my days as a filmmaker when we used to go to short film festivals where you just see 10 5-minute films. Each one can be science fiction. The next one can be a horror. The next one can be a 2-minute little comedy, you know, and you just go with whatever's put on screen. And I love the idea that maybe some will have a happy ending. Some will be a sad ending. Some of them will be absurd. Some of them will be whatever. And I'm just happy to roll with that. I don't think I'm going to get that. I don't think we're going to get that. Mr. Feige won't let people get too stoned and drunk in the writer's room. But I do expect some to be good, and I do expect some to be really bad. I expect there to be some that'll be in between. I just watch on Netflix Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah.
And with that, and then there's another one that comes to mind, Buster Scruggs, which is the Coen brothers film, which is basically 5 or 6 short films. And you just get used to sitting down and watching them and saying, oh, that was a good one. Oh, that was a really bad one. That was a great one. Oh, I don't know about that one. You know.
What's that out of the show? Orphan Black, I think.
Orphan. Wait. What? Yeah, but Orphan Black is connected. It's not anthology,
isn't it?
No, Orphan Black.
I don't know anything about it.
That's the one that's about the chick who's got the multiple clones.
No. I was thinking of another TV show where they have different stories, like every episode, which are not related to each other, but they're all pretty disturbing. Yes, that's the one.
Having said that, I guess you got to be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And we could see a dog's breakfast of a series, but I don't think so. I think there are going to be things that pull it together. I think there are things that are going to stop it from going. Right. I heard a rumor that one stage that they were going to bring Luke Skywalker onto it.
I hope that they look.
No, Kevin.
If it went into fan fiction, I'd be like, do whatever you want. But we're talking about the MCU. If they don't connect the Star Wars universe to the MCU.
Well, I that one got banged on the head. And one of the other rules to it is that they're not going to introduce any new characters that have not been seen in some way, shape, or form in the previous Marvel universe. So, for example, we won't see Wolverine. This is what I've been led to believe. We won't see, the Fantastic Four, but you will see Howard the Duck because he has popped up a little bit here and there. So you might see more of him. But I think the idea, and that sounds. That kind of sounds like a Feige thing to do. No to Luke Skywalker, no to all these other crazy ideas.
I like how you use Luke Skywalker one as if like, oh man, like he's just not being flexible. We're bringing in Luke freaking Skywalker into the MCU. Like this is a Capcom versus Marvel freaking.
They could bring in Jabba the Hutt and I'd be happy. But I don't know. I mean, again, I just for the half-hour show, I just want to be entertained. Right. And I expect some to be good. I expect some to be poor.
I actually don't expect any of them to be poor. I expect it to either be good or just good enough. Like, actually, correction. I expect them to be great or just good enough.
So who's the bald? The connecting thing seems to be a voiceover in the trailer from a bald guy.
Who's Stan Lee? The Watcher?
No. Is it the Watcher?
Yeah, Stan Lee.
Stan Lee's the Watcher.
Yeah, we established that way back in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was the Watcher.
Yeah, but he's talking to them, isn't he? He's actually. So what does this all mean? Explain to me how the Watcher works.
So the trailer says it perfectly, but the purpose of the Watcher literally is just to basically document history of all time, and they're always everywhere. So the prevailing thought process was because Stan Lee, up until they're now really just it's the second movie they're establishing with the Watchers, but until then, all those Stan Lee cameos were always assumed that Stan Lee was the Watcher. He's always there. He's there at every major event.
All right.
He's always able to see everything. And so he's just there to document. And then we got it kind of confirmed during Guardians of the Galaxy 2, whenever they passed him up and he was on the planet and he was talking about to other Watchers. There was two.
So he's a Watcher talking to other Watchers.
Yeah, but he had an astronaut suit on.
Yeah,
so
it was super weird. Like, I don't know, but they've already acknowledged the existence of the Watchers. But yeah, so basically that's all this guy is like.
So they just record history.
Say what?
They just watch everything and write it all down.
So it's that, but they also interact into Secret Wars, right? Yeah, into Secret Wars, because whenever it's and I only remember this because of the last couple episodes of Spider-Man the animated series. I didn't actually read Secret Wars the comics, but I remember that the Watcher was integral to finding the greatest heroes and the greatest villains to be able to compete for the basically for the universe. I think in that situation it was just for planet Earth, but like it was like fighting for the universe. But basically all they're supposed to do, they're one of the most powerful beings. But yeah, exactly. They're one of the most powerful beings, but they can't interfere at all. So I think they're either in the level of Celestials or just above that. But they don't have any interference, but they know about everything that's happening. So they know the whys, they know the outcomes of the whats, which can relate very much to Kang in that element.
They're supposed to appear like on periods of great upheaval in moments of history. So when you see a Watcher, that's a bad sign. Kind of like when a Herald of Galactus came in the Fantastic Four, Watcher was there.
Right.
Oh.
So
I wonder what it would be like to be a Watcher. You'd probably be more inclined to hang out and watch Miss Universe competitions or something like that, or go down to the beach. Then you wouldn't want to do anything else.
But at that point, that means the Miss Universe competition is about to get a shootout inside there, or something's about to collapse on somebody.
No, he wouldn't interfere. He would just watch the Miss Universe competition.
He's watching for the great peril to occur.
No, he just watched. You don't have, anyway. So, okay. So this time next week, hopefully we are talking about, the first one is going to be Captain Carter. I guess that's where Peggy Carter becomes Captain Britain.
Captain America.
Yeah. It's uncomfortable with me, Captain Britain. Team GB. Team GB now has 15 gold medals, and we've got 15 gold medals. So, episode 2 is supposed to be T'Challa as Star-Lord. That's a good one because we get to
that's interesting.
Rest in power, Chadwick Boseman.
And apparently, episode 3 is Loki on Earth. Yeah, I mean, I'm not dying to see Loki on Earth. I feel like we've had a fair bit of Loki, as much as I love him. But you never know. You never know.
It probably has more to do with the Thor side of it than it is the Loki, if anything.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to those, guys. I think we've done.
I think we're going to finally see Mephisto. No, I'm just kidding.
There is no Mephisto. Mephisto
got
got squashed by a Watcher. The Watchers were watching everything, and they saw how badly he stuffed up with WandaVision, and they got rid of Mephisto. So no more Mephisto.
Let's remind our friends to please click on the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we have new videos out.
Subscribe
or die.